Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the nervous system, which helps us move. That's how we move. So let me know if you guys have a question because it can get a little bit confusing, but I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. Okay. So there are many different parts of the nervous system. The two main parts are the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, which are these two. Today, we're mainly going to focus on the big difference between these two nervous systems. There are two divisions of the peripheral nervous system, the sensory division and the motor division. Within the motor division, there's the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. And within the autonomic nervous system, there is the sympathetic division and the parasympathetic division. All of these divisions and systems do different things, but it's really confusing, so we're just going to mainly stay on the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system today. So the central nervous system is made up of the brain and the spinal cord, which we can see in this picture. It is responsible for interpreting information and telling the peripheral nervous system what to do. The peripheral nervous system is made up of all the nerves that branch off the spinal cord. We can see that in this picture right here. All right, so I'm going to go through a quick example just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so you're tossing a ball with your friend and you didn't catch it. So now you need to pick it up, right? Your brain, which is the central nervous system, processes this information. So it tells your legs to bend down and your arm to reach out for the ball. Your legs and arm are part of the peripheral nervous system. And all of that happens within milliseconds. So what is a neuron? A neuron is a nerve cell. They reside all over your body. They are responsible for movement as well. And there are different types of neurons, but this one right here is the typical most common one. So let's go over the parts of a neuron before we figure out what they actually do. So the dendrites are the branches that receive information, which are these little guys right here. The nucleus is just the center of the cell that holds DNA, and it lives inside the cell body. So right here is the cell body, and this little yellow area is the nucleus. The axon is the long part that connects the dendrites to the axon terminals. So this all right here is the axon. And then Schwann cells and the nodes of Ranvier and the myelin shelf. We don't have to worry about that today, but basically those just make information travel a little bit faster. So then the axon terminals, which are all of these, they send the information to the next neuron. So how do neurons send and receive information? First, a dendrite will receive information from the neuron before it. So these up here would be the dendrites. Then information will quickly travel all the way down the axon to the axon terminal. So this is the axon right here. And in this picture, this right here is the axon terminal. And if we zoom really close, we get this picture. When the axon terminal receives the information, it will release neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are just chemicals that hold the information. So this is a really giant axon terminal, and then it's releasing all this information or neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft, which is this area right here. It's just a blank space where traveling can be done. So the synaptic cleft is an empty space. So after that, the next neuron's dendrites will receive the neurotransmitters. So this is the next neuron's dendrites right here. And as you can see, these neurotransmitters are heading that way. And these right here are the dendrites as well. this process is repeated until the information gets to where it needs to go. So every time you want to make a movement, information starts up here, it goes all the way down, all the way here, billions of times. So if we're going back to the example, this information, okay, so in the example, if we want the information to be from the peripheral nervous system to the central nervous system, that is telling the brain that the ball is on the ground and it needs to be picked up. But if we want the information to be from the central nervous system to the peripheral nervous system, in the example, it would be the brain telling the arms and legs to pick the ball up. And this can be very confusing. So if anybody has any questions, I am ready. No questions? Okay. Do you guys want to do a little quick activity?
Marissa, can we see you? Great.
Yeah. Okay. So, whenever you guys can, or if you want to, we have 11 pipe cleaners, and we're just going to play with them for a little bit to make an axon, which is why I showed that really big picture of it, so we can try to make that all out of pipe cleaners, which can be kind of crazy. So first, we take 3 pipe cleaners, and we're going to put them together kind of like a star. And I like to make them opposite of each other, just so they stay together a little bit better. There we go. So this is now my star. And then together, I'm just going to pull it down, and I'm going to twist them together and push this down. And this is going to be our cell body. So, and then we need the axon terminal. So for that one, we're just going to take 2 pipe cleaners. We're going to use just a tiny bit at the top, and we're just going to twist them all the way down. This is better when you have more colors, just because colors make everything more fun. All right, so this is the axon terminal now, or the axon, and we're just going to connect these two by twisting them together. Does anybody know what goes here? All right, so for this one, we need the axon terminals. So for that, I'm going to take, I think it's 3, and I'm going to do the same star thing that I did before. And then I'm going to connect the axon to the axon terminals by twisting it a little bit more. And then to make everything more fun, I like to make these a little bit curly. So they go like that. All right, so this, here's one more. So these are the axon terminals, these crazy little curly things. And then up here, we still need dendrites. So I'm going to do 2 now, and then just do a little bit of twisting so they stay together. Then I'm just going to add them to the cell body. And then because I can, I'm going to make these ones curly too. All right. So now what we need is the nucleus. So the easiest way to do this is I like to just wrap a pipe cleaner around 2 fingers and just squish it together. And you just let that sit in here like that and let it float. I'm sure you could connect it somehow. Yeah, right, there we go. So this is the nucleus, the cell body. These are the dendrites. This is the axon, and these are the axon terminals. So when an impulse or information, it will arrive right here right before the dendrites. Then the neurotransmitters will touch these dendrites, sending that message. And then the message will go all the way through here, all the way to the ends of the axon terminals. Then it will release neurotransmitters. And then on the next axon, or the next neuron,
AJ, Isaiah.
All right. So
sorry about that. I just muted him.
You're good. So more towards the central nervous system, that tells us what to do, like everything. So that will tell us how to breathe, when to blink our eyes even, and it'll even tell us voluntary movements like picking up a ball. And all of this goes through your body millions of times. And what's funny is that these range in size. They can be a centimeter long, or they can be 3 feet long. And these are really cool, even though they're curly. Okay. That's all I have prepared for today. But
Awesome. That was such a cool neuron activity.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You did a fantastic job. And Miss Quintine is recording this so that when the kids come back to school, they can have the activities to do it in school, or they can practice at home.
Okay. There's also a YouTube video on how to make this. I can send it if you need.
Great. Thank you so much. How about if we all clap for Marissa?
Yes. Great job, Miss Marissa. That was awesome. Thank you for presenting that to our students. They're in 5th grade, so they get to study neurons in the brain and the spinal cord all throughout this year. So this was a great activity for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right. Boys and girls in Miss Jack's class, thank you all for getting on with us today. I appreciate you all logging in and having Medical Monday with me. I miss everybody. You can go ahead and end the meeting and log off, boys and girls. I'm not going to end it because I have a new class coming in soon, so you'll have to end it yourself. But I miss everybody.
You guys say thank you, and remember you're going to go on to our Zoom link now, okay, and just shift over. Thank you so much, Miss Kent.
Thank you, Miss Jack.
Thank you. And I'm going to get off and go on to the next one.
Okay, sounds good, Miss Kent.
And I'll see you at 11.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you guys, shift over.
Bye. Bye, guys. I miss you. Bye, Treasure. Bye, Uriel. Love you, girl. Miss you. Have fun in class.